What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing the Bandai's Master Grade Providence Gundam Premium Edition box art. Now let me just tell you that the market price of this Gunpla is $200 while the regular one is just $150, and the only key difference is actually the box art and also a difference in the stand, but I don't think it's really worth the $50 difference just for those. So if I were you, I would just stick with the regular one for about $150 or even less, then gain the premium box art. It just did not seem too worth it. Now, first, before we start, definitely friendly reminder to like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you want to enter an amazing giveaway for the Master Grade Saikozaku Verkai. Now, with that being said, let's get started on the review. First off, we're going to take a close look at the box, but also the stand, so you can see that it's definitely the logo, but definitely these are the key difference of the premium box art, but also you get extra decals in this set that you can apply it towards your other Gundam Seed Master Grade Gunplas. But first off, so the front definitely looks very nice. Everything about it is just superb. If we go to the side, we see more of the art from the box. Then we go to the side, we can see the stand, the extra decals on top of it. And then we go here, again, Providence. And then over here, we have a nice shine. So for the box, it definitely looks a lot nicer. Then we go to the bottom where everything changes. And this is pretty much the actual money cost where it's going. So the art at the bottom of the box does look very nice. And you can definitely cut it out and maybe frame it as well. So it's definitely a very nice and cool like concept that they did for it, but I don't really see that it's quite worth it. Now with that being said, let's get to the actual Gunpla review. And here is the Providence Gundam in all his glory. Now I have to tell you, this is probably my favorite display Gunpla that I have, because everything about him is just amazing and definitely gives a strong presence, especially when you have it displayed. Now let's take a closer look. So surprisingly, he actually stands quite well, even though his back is heavy. His legs are quite thick and quite heavy. Actually, this part over here is pretty hollow, but look at all that detail. Definitely, if you actually do the panel lining, it would pop up more. I don't think I did a good job on the panel lining. I did build this a very long time ago, but in all, I think the details just look amazing. Now when we check his bottom half, we actually see a lot more detail and also why it's so heavy as well. There is actually a lot of weight on his legs, so posing him without him falling is very possible. But look at the back, there's just so much detail that's on this Gunpla that is just ridiculous. Now I think it's about time we check some accessories. First off, we have his rifle that honestly looks amazing, and there's not really that much num marks. Like if I did a better job, you could definitely hide it pretty well, like you see over here a bit, but lots of amazing details. So here is his blaster slash beam saber, which is quite cool, and also this blast effect slash his beam saber is quite long, and to put it in, we just pour it like this. And it slides just like that. Now to put it on his arm is quite cool, because all what we need to do is just open this up just like that and lift this. And then we just take our Providence Gundam over here. There's like a little port over there with the peg. So we're going to go and take this, and this is supposed to slide in tightly. Surprisingly, a lot of the joints are actually very tight. So once it's actually in, we just close it, both ends, make sure everything's flush, and then we just close this piece, and look at that, it's all stuck in and it won't fall out. Nothing. Next, we have these effects that are supposed to be for displaying these, I do not know what to call them, but I just call them like floating guns or rifles. So pretty much when the thinner ones are for the smaller pieces over here, which honestly they always slide out. I find these pieces, so we're going to have to take this and just put it back together normally, which is supposed to be like this. Okay, and we just put it in like that, and then it just pegs in, and now it's just out there. And same thing for the top one. The top ones are pretty tight, so this might put a little extra work. So that's all done. So same thing with the big pieces, we just put it in like that, and then we just peg it in like this. Now these are actually very fragile, and I recommend to be very careful because they break very easily, to the point that some of the pieces that I actually have, I had to either customize brand new ones, which works pretty well, or fix some other pieces as well, just to make sure it still functions, and I have all of them. So for posability, this guy definitely has a lot, but the main function is definitely in the back over here. There's actually a lot of different poses that you could do, pulling forward, backwards, the jets, open, close. These can actually articulate, but only the small ones, not the big ones. Same thing for the side skirt. So you can actually display him in many different positions without worrying of him actually falling, just because it weighs a lot more on the legs. And also there's a lot of tight joints as well, so you know once you display it in a specific way, it will stay. Now I think it's about time we check some size comparison. Here he is next to our previous Gunpla review, the Master Grade Blitz Gundam. Now if we're just checking by height off the head, he is actually taller than the Blitz Gundam. And here he is next to the Master Grade Justice Gundam, who will always need a stand just to support itself. And finally, here he is next to Imperial Dragon Mode, just because he looks cool and Bandai makes amazing Digimon model kits. That's it for our review. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to enter an amazing giveaway. And if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.